Welcome to Penultimate Touch. Today we are studying percentage. It's one of the conceptual chapter which we have to learn to solve any problems in any chapters of arithmetic, trigonometry, geometry and all. So you have to know the concepts of this chapter. First of all, we have to know that this percentage has two parts. One is fraction to percentage and one is percentage to fraction. Okay. Look at the concept first. Look at this carefully. First of all, you have to know how you change percentage to fraction. One is percentage to fraction and another one is percentage to fraction, another one is fraction to percentage. What do we have to do? When we calculate percentage to fraction, we have to divide the number by 100, and on the other side, from fraction to percentage, you have to multiply it 100. For an example, we can see that we know 10%. What does 10% resemble? 10% means 1 by 10. How is it that come? 10 by 100. So it's 1 by 10. So what are you doing? This percentage means divided by 100. When we take 30%, suppose, so this percentage mean 30 by 100. It means 30 by 100, right? So it will be 3 by 10. Clear? Similarly, if we take 25%, what does that mean? 25, sorry for that line extra. 25 by 100 means 1 by 4, right? So what are we doing? We are transforming percentage value to fractional value. And what are we doing? We are dividing the number by 100. If it's given 1 by 2, what's the percentage value of this number? 1 by 2 into 100. So it's 50%, right? Here you have seen 1 by 4. Similarly, if we see 1 by 5, what will be it? 1 by 5 into 100. So it will be 20%. In this way, you have to remember values from 1 by 1 to 1 by 20. Okay. How do you calculate this? What do we have to see? What we have learned that percentage to fraction means divided by 100. Suppose you are given 1 by 17. 1 by 17. We have to transform this number, this fractional number, to percentage. To what do we have to do? We have to multiply with 100. Right? We have to multiply this with 100. So what are you doing? When we are young, a school age, we used to solve it like this, right? What's the nearest value of 100 which is divisible by 17? It's 5. 85. What's the remaining? 15. 15 by 17 is the answer. Look, I have made this actually this slide for your reference. You have to remember 1.1 by 1 to 1 by 20. But if you just forget a number, what will you do? Suppose in the question you have got 1 by 7. 1 by 7. What will you do? What we have learned? 1 by 17 into 100. 1 by 7. If the question is what is the percentage value of 1 by 7? 1 by 7 into 100. What's the nearest value of 100 which is divisible by 7 and also less than 100? It's 7. 13 sir, right? 13 is 91, right? And what's remain? Sorry, it is 14. 14, right? 98. 92 remains, so 14 upon 14 and 2 by 7, right? That is how you have to solve it, right? You can go through this and can recall this in your memory, but remember that. But if you can't recall it in the examination, you just have to multiply with 100 and you have to see what is the nearest value. What is the nearest value of the denominator? Was the nearest actually not value but multiple, nearest multiple of the denominator which is less than 100, and there will be a remaining. If it's totally divisible, like if it is 1 by 2, we have seen that 100 is totally 100 get totally divided by 2, it's 50%. If it is not, there will be some remainder will be in the numerator, and in the denominator there is the same value will be in the denominator. Suppose you can take 1 by 8. 1 by 8, if we take 1 by 8, wait, I'm just changing this color for you. Suppose you take 1 by 8. So how will you solve it? 1 by 8 into 100, right? The nearest multiple of 8 which is less than 100 is 96, right? So it's 12, 8 is a 96, so 12. What is the remainder? Remainder is 4 and the remainder is 8, so it will be 1 by 2, so it will be 12 and half. 12 and half, clear? Or 12.5. It can be minimized, like this will be 50 and this will be 4. You can do it, but if you don't want to do this, just remember what is the nearest value of the 100, which is the multiple of 8 and also less than 100. It's 96. 12, 8 is a 96, so 12 will be there, right? 12 will be there. What is the remainder? Remainder is 4, right? And what was the denominator? It was 8. Now this 4 by 8 can be said as 1 by 2, so 12 and 1 by 2 means 12.5%. Clear? You just have to, this is very important for your any exam, because to solve any kind of arithmetic and even in geometry, trigonometry, you need this formula. Not in trigonometry, but in geometrical problems in 2Ds, 3Ds, you require this. I hope this is clear to you. If you have any doubt, you should comment. It's a concept 1 which we have discussed. It's a basic concept actually. It's a basic concept. Okay. And now moving to the concept 2. Look at this carefully. Whenever you will get any fractional value where numerator is greater than denominator, what I have said that numerator is greater than denominator, then you will find that the numerator is either less or greater than some value of the multiple of any multiple of the denominator. Suppose you can take it as a concept 1. Concept 1. Suppose we take a fraction of 7 by 8. Is it numerator is greater than denominator? No, it is not. It is numerator is less than denominator, right? But if you write it as in 8 by 7, then it is numerator is greater than denominator. What is this? This is actually 1 and 1 by 7, right? Or you can write it as 1 plus 1 by 7. Actually, when you are transforming this fractional value to percentage, then you can say that this 1 is actually 100% and this 1 by 7 is actually 14.28%. You have already learned this. I hope you have remembered that 1 by 7 is equals to 14.28%, right? So it is in all total 14.28%, right? That is how you have to solve it. Whenever numerator is greater than denominator, then you have to see that how much greater is the numerator is how much greater than denominator. If it is nearer to the means you have to calculate like this. If you take another equation like 17 upon 8, 17 is greater than 8, right? And how much? It's nearer to the second multiple, means 8 to the 16, right? So 8 to the 16. What is the remainder? Remainder is 1. It is 1 by 8. So this 2 is actually 200%. And 1 by 8 we have learned that is 12.5%. So it will be 212 212.5%. Sorry for this line. 212.5%. Okay, so that is how to solve it. We have to find how much greater is the numerator than any multiple of this denominator. If you take another number like 21 by 5, what is it? 5 4s are 20, 1 is the remainder and 1.5. So 4 means 400. What does 1.5 means? 1 by 5 means what we have seen. 1 by 5, 1 by 5, here is 1 by 5, 1 by 5 is 20%. 20%. Okay, so it will be 420%. On the other side, if you have to calculate it in the reverse process, like if it is given, suppose 420%, how will you solve it? You have to break it into two parts. This is a problem which you have to learn. Sorry. Otherwise, if 420% is given, suppose 420% is given in the question, what is the fractional value of it? We have to break it into two parts. 400 plus 20%. 400 means 4, 20% means 1 by 5, so it will be 4 and 1 by 5, or you can write it as 21 by 5. Okay, you have to solve it like this. Suppose you get a number like 512 and 1 by 2%. What does that mean? It's actually this. You can break it like 500 plus 12 and 1 means 12.5%. So it will be 5 and 1 by 8. 5 and 1 by 8. Right? This is the case when the numerator is greater than the denominator, and it will be more than the multiple of the number denominator actually. If you get a number like 11 upon 6 is a fractional value. What is the percentage value of this? How will you do it? It is, what do you know? 6 2s are 12, so it's 1 less than 12, right? So it will be what? How will you solve it? It will be what you can say. It is multiple of 2, so it will be 200 minus what? Minus 1 by 6, right? Minus 1 by 6. So it will be 200 means 2. Oh, sorry. We have to get the fractional value, the percentage value. So how will you solve it? It is 1 by 6. So what is the percentage value of 1 by 6? What we have learned? Look at it carefully again. 1 by 6. 1 by 6 is 16.66%. So it is 200 minus 16.66%. Right? So it is 183.4%. Right? 183.4%. This I have to solve it when the numerator, the value of the numerator is less than any multiple of the denominator. Suppose you take another example like 63 upon 8. 63 upon 8. How will you solve it? 63 upon 8 means it is what we know. 8 8 is 64. So it is 800 minus, it is 1 by 8. 1 by 8 means 12.5. I hope you have already learned this. If you have not, then you should practice. So what will be this? This will be 12 minus means again 24 means 788, 787.5. Okay. Reversely, in the reverse process, if it is 33 and 1 by 3% given. Okay. We know 33 and 1 by 3% means it is 33 means 300. Okay, not 33, it will be easier, it will be 1 by 3. So it is, if it is 133 and 1 by 3%, then you have to solve it like this. It will be broken into 100 plus 33 and 1 by 3%. Right? So this 100% mean 1, and this 33 and 1 by 3 means 1 by 3. Right? So this is the fractional value, or else you can write it like 4 by 3 also. This is how you have to solve how means fractional value to percentage value and percent value to fractional value. I hope it is clear to you. This is the basic concepts here. Okay, you have to learn one thing more. If you want to point it out as concept number 2, you have to know that A% of B is always B% of A. If any question is given as 10% of 111, it is equals to 111% of 10, right? For an example, if you write 50% of 100, what is it? 50% of 100 means, this line is mistaken. Sorry, 50% of 100 means 50, right? And if you take 100% of 50, what is it? It is also 50. You can take another example like 10% of 90. What is it? It is 9. What is it? It is 10% of 90 means what? 90 by 100 into 10, or for if you are in a doubt regarding this, it will be 90 of 10 by 100, right? So both 0 will be gone, it will be 9. So 10% of 90 is 9. If you write 9% of 10, what is it? 9 by 100 into 10. Sorry, no, not 9, 90%. 90% of 100 means all have gone 9. That is how you can see, you can solve that A% of B is equals to B% of A. You have to keep that in mind. A question like 30% of 786.5. You can solve it, right? But if the question comes like 786.5% of 30, this question will come in the exam, not this one. This is a simpler one. Students or candidates will get confused in this kind of questions. What will you do? You have to imply this concept. A% of B is equals to B% of A. It means 30% of 786.5. Right? Now you can solve it like 30 by 100 into 786.5. 10 will be there in the denominator again. You can solve it, right? So you have to solve it like this. I hope this concept is clear to you. If not, then you should comment, okay? One thing you have to learn more, that how will you calculate any comparison, like comparative values. You can take it as concept 3. After that, we will actually start solving the problems. Otherwise, it will be if you just discuss the concepts, it won't be clear to you if you don't solve problems. Okay, we will start solving problems after this. Okay, like if a question is given like 50 is what percent of 60? How will you solve it? If this kind of questions come, 50 is what percent of 60? You have to use the ratio method here. What is that? If 50 is what percent of 60, then 50 is to 60 we have to take. So the ratio will be 5 by 6. So the 5 by 6 into 100. That is how we have to solve it. It means 350. So 250 upon 3. What does that mean? How will you solve it? By just dividing 250 by 3. What we have learned? It is, if it is 250 by 3 is given, what we have learned? It is 380 3 8 is a 240 plus what is the remaining? Remaining is 10 upon 3. 1 upon 3 means it will be 3.33, because what do we know? 1 by 3 equals to 33.33, right? So 10 by 3 will be 3.33, or there will be again 1 3, so it will be 83.33. This is how you have to solve it. But actually I want to say you that you have to use ratio method whenever a comparison is given. This 50 is what percent of 60 or 60 is what percent of 50. You have to make the ratio. You will know now the ratio of 50 is and 60 is 5 and 6. If it is given 50 is what percent more of 60, 50 is what percent more of 60, how will you solve it? It is 50 is to 60, 5 is to 6. So what is the difference here? Difference is 1 upon 6. So 1 upon 6 into 100. So 1 upon 6 means what? What you have learned? Look at it carefully. 1 upon 6 means it is 16.66%. So it is 16.66% more than 16.66%. You don't have to do this. If you have remember this, it is 16.66% more, but 50 is 83.33% of 60. You have to remember it. If you have any doubt regarding this concept, you should comment. I will again discuss it again in the next video. Okay, so now we are going to solve some problems so that these concepts and some new concepts will be discussed in the questions, right? Let's start. Okay, look at the first problem now. If two numbers are in the ratio of 4 by 5 is to 5 by 6, then by what percent is the first number more or less than the second number? It is just what we have learned just. It is more or less. This kind of question is given here. So 4 by 5 is to 5 by 6, right? This is given. So to simplify this, it will be 24 is to 25. Okay, how? We have to take the LCM of 5 and 6 and multiply this. It will be 30, and 5 by 6 it's 30. So it's 5 5 is 25, 5 6 4 is 24. So the question is, what percent is the first number more or less than the second number? So it is less. It is less than 1. So what is the percentage value? Required percentage, required percentage is equals to, sorry for this line, some issue is there. Okay, so required percentage is 1 upon 25 into 100. So it's 4% less. Option A is the correct answer. I hope it is clear to you. If you have any doubt regarding this question, you should ask. To the next one now. Okay, next is what percent of rupees 1 to 4 is rupees 49.60. So how will you solve this kind of questions? This kind here percentage can be calculated in this way. How? What we have learned, that we have to get the ratio. So 49, it is says the percentage of 124 is 49.60. 49.60 is to 124. We are not minimizing it, we are just getting the percentage value. So what will be it? Into 100, right? From fraction to percentage, we have to multiply it with 100. We have learned it, right? So what will be this? This will be this is 4 times. This point is going there, so 100 upon 100 is gone. So it will be 40. not 4 times but 40 times. 4 is 496, so 40. So it will be 40. 40% of the answer. I hope it is clear to you. It's a simple one. You just have to know that in that kind of question what percent of rupees 124 is 49.60. We just have to get the ratio of these two numbers, and then after getting the ratio we'll get the fractional value. And to change fraction to percentage, what do we have to do? We have to multiply it with 100. Okay, we are just clearing concept in this kind of videos, because if you don't know the concept you can't solve the problems later. So these are the conceptual questions. Moving to the next one now. Look at this. If 85% of a number is added to 75, the result of the number itself, the number is. So solve it. So what says that 85% of the number is added to 75. So if the total number itself is 100, then 85% is given and we have to add 75 to get the 100% number. So this must be 15%, right? So in the question it says that the 15% is equals to 75, right? So what will be the 100%? So 100% will be equals to 75 by 15 into 100, right? So it will be 5. So it will be 500. 500 will be the answer. I hope it is clear to you. Let's say that if 85% of a number is added to 75, so this is the 85% of the number and this is the 15% of the number, total is 100%, right? So here 15% is equals to 75, then 100% will be 500. It was asked in CGL Tier 1 2018. It's an important question for upcoming CGL exams. So I hope this is clear to you. If you have any question or queries regarding this question, you should comment. Now moving to the next one. Number 4. If 50% of a number is added to 75, the result becomes the same number. Then the number is. So it says that 50% of the number is added to 75 and the result becomes the same number. So it says that 50% of the number is 75. According to the question, 50% of the number is 75. So total number is what? 150. To solve this question, you don't have to touch the pen. It will be done in your mind. Okay, I am doing it for you for your reference. If the total number is x, if we assume the number is x, so 50% of the number is added to 75. So x by 2, 50% means 1 by 2. We have learned. So x by 2 plus 75 is equals to x. Is equals to x. So x will be equals to 150. I hope this is clear to you. I am doing this for your reference, nothing else. In the examination hall, you don't have to do this. You have to do it in your mind, because it doesn't require any calculation. It can be done within your mind using the concept that 50% of the number is 75. So 100% of the number will be 75 into 2, 150. I hope this is clear to you. If you have any doubt, if you have any queries, you should comment. Okay. Moving to the next one. 1 by 4% of which of the following numbers is 12? So 1 by 4%. So what does 1 by 4% mean? Is 1 by 4 into 100. Because if we have to change the percentage value to fractional value, then it will be divided by 100, right? So 1 by 4 into 100. This is equals to 12, right? So what will the value of 1? It will be 4800. Easy one. We are just solving the basic questions now. Tough questions will be discussed later, but you have to clear the concept by solving this kind of conceptual questions. I hope this is clear to you. If you have any doubt regarding this question, what I always says, please comment. Moving to the next one now. Look, the ratio of expenditure and savings of a person is 5:3. Expenditure, it's a good question, is to savings is 5:3 given. If the income increases by 20% and the expenditure increases by 10%, then the person's saving increased by. So how will you solve it? increasing of income is 20% and the expenditure increases by 10%. So what is income? Expenditure plus saving is equals to income. Expenditure plus savings, so it should be 8. Okay, it says that if the income increases by 20%, so for the betterment of the calculation we can assume it as 50, 30 and 80, right? So it says the income increases by 20%. So what's the 20%? What we have learned, 20% means 1 by 5. So it will be 5/16, so it will be 96. Income will be 96. It says income increases 20%, so 80 into 1 by 5, what is this? 16. So 16 rupees will be increased, so 80 plus 16 is equals to 96. And expenditure increases 10%. 10% of 50 is 5, so it will be 55. Rest is the savings. What's the savings now? Savings is 41, right? So it says question is in the percents savings increased by how much percentage? So the percentage of saving increasing is savings percentage increase is equals to 41 minus 30 means 41 minus 30 means 11. 11 upon 30, 11 13, 30 into 100. So 0 0 gone, 110 by 3 means it will be 36. Yes, 36 and 2 by 3%. So option A will be the right answer. I hope this is clear to you. This is a good question. These kind of questions are standard questions which can be obviously asked in any SSC exams or PSC exams, any exams. Okay, this is a good question. I think this is clear too. If you have any doubt regarding this question, you should comment. Okay, moving to the next one now. Number 7 says Mr. Sharma's expenditure and savings are in the ratio of 3:2. Income increases. Okay, this is the same question which we have discussed in number 6. So this should be your homework. Okay, this is your homework. You should solve this at your home and comment the answer in the comment section. Okay, moving to the next one now. I will check. You should comment. A is 75% less than B and C is 75% of the difference between A and B. C is what percent more than A? Same kind of question. C is what percent more than A? So what do we have to do? We have to get the ratio of A to C, right? So how will you get that? Let B equals to 100. It says A is 75% less than B. So if B is 100, then A is 25, right? And it says C is 75% of the difference between A and B. So what's the difference between A and B? 75. A minus B is 75. And it says C is 75% of the difference of A and B. So C is equals to 75. And what does 75% mean? It's 75 upon 100, 3 and 4, so 3 by 4. So 75 into 3 by 4, right? So now you can get the ratio of A to C. What is the ratio of A to C? A is 25, C is 75 into 3 by 4. Okay, so what is this? It will be, we have to multiply with 4 on the both sides, so it will be 4 by means 100, and it will be okay, so it will be 4:9, right? A to C is 4:9. So what is the percentage? It says C is what percent more than A. What is the difference? Difference is 5. So percentage is equals to 5 by 4. 5 is the difference upon what? Upon 4 into 100. So it's 25. It's 125. 125 is the answer, option A. I hope this is clear to you. This is the basic question which we have learned. C is what percent more than A. We have solved this kind of question earlier, but this question is not a straight question. It has given some data which we have to analyze. Then we can get C's percentage more than B not A. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. If you have any doubt regarding this question, you should comment. I will solve it again for you in the next video. Okay, now moving to the next one. Number 9, if 20%, it says if 20% of A is equals to B, then B percent of 20 is equals to, okay, what we have learned? We have learned A percent of B is equals to B percent of A. Okay, in this question it said B percent of 20. It can be said that 20% of B, right? We can get the value of B from the first equation. 20% of A, what does 20% mean? 20% mean 20 by 100 into A is equals to B. So A by B is equals to 100 upon 20. So B's value is 20. B is 20. Clear? So 20% of 20 is what? 4% of A. Clear? You have to just, you don't have to even pen down this. 20% of A is equals to B. That means A by B is equals to 100 upon 20. B's value is 20. Right? It says B percent of 20 means 20% of B. So 20% of 20 means what? 20% of 20 is what? 4. So what is it? It's 4% of A. If A is 100, then it will be 4% of 100. Right? A means 100, so it will be 4% of 100 means 4% of A. I hope this is clear to you. If you have any confusion regarding this question, you should ask. Okay? Feel free to ask. Moving to the next one now. 64 by 25 is converted to percentages. Look, what we have learned in the first part of this video, the basic concept, that to percentage to fraction and fraction to percentage. When we change percentage to fraction, what do? We divide by 100, and fraction to percentage we multiply with 100. And this is a question asked in CHSL. So this kind of straight question are asked. So 64 by 25 is converted to percentage. So we have to multiply it with 100. So it will be 4. So it will be 256. 256%. 256% is the answer. These all are in percent. 256 is the answer. I hope this is clear too. This is the simplest question, but these are asked in SSC exams, SSC exams. So you should have to solve this kind of questions too, conceptual questions. Moving to the next one. Look, same kind of question is given here. 9 by 40 is converted to percentages. It is your homework. You should comment the answer. Okay. Look at the next one now. It says A is 20% less than B and C is 30% more than D. If D is 25% less than A, then which of the following is true? So I will solve it. Let's see. Number 12. A is 20% less than B and C is 30% more than D. If D is 25% less than A, then which of the following is true? Look, you have to clear a concept here, that when there is a less there, 20% less. What does 20% means? 1 by 5. So less means if the total number is, if the actual or original number, if 5 is the original number, then the less number or the difference is 1. Difference. Okay. So the least number is 5 minus 1 is equals to 4. Then it says C is 30% more than D. Okay, let's see. We have to form ratios here. A is to B is to C is to D. Right. So here you have already got A is to B. What is it? It is 4 is to 5. Oh, sorry for this line. 4 is to 5. B and C is 30% more than D if D is 25% less than A. 25% means what? 1 by 4. So if A is 4, then D is 3, right? What I have said, that 4 is the original number and 1 is the difference, so 4 minus 1, 3 is D, right? Then B and C is 30%, sorry, not B and C is 30% more than D. 30% more means 3 of 30% means 30 by 100 into 3 means what? It's 3, it's 0.9. So it should be 30% more means C is 3.9. C is 3.9. 3.9 is to 3. Fine. So what is A is to B is to C and is to D? A is to B is to C is to D is 4 is to 5 is to 3.9 is to 3. This is 3.9. Fine. So it says you have to make an equation from here that B equals to 0.39 of C. Is it? B is 5. So 5 equals to 0.39 C. No, it's not. Then says C equals to 0.78 B. Is it true? Is it true? I hope it is. How? Look at this. C is equals to, if we form B is to C, it's 5 is to 3.9. Means B by C is equals to 5 by 3.9. So C will be equals to 3.9 B by 5. So what is it? It will be 0.78. Right? You just have to form this side so that the concept is clear for you, will be clear for you. So B by C equals to 5 by 3.9, 5 by 3.9. So C equals to 3.9 B by 5. It is 0.78. Clear? So option B is the right answer. It's a good question asked in CGL 2019. It's important for this upcoming CGL too. So this is how you have to solve it. You have to form the ratio from the given datas A is to B is to C is to D. This question will sorry, we have to clear this concept that 20% less means, or here 25% is given, 25% less is given here. So here you have to clear this concept that 20% less means 20% means what? 1 by 5. So 5 is the original number and 1 is the difference between the original number and the least of the if 20% it was 20% more, then it would be the greatest number would be, or the larger number would be 5 plus 1 6. Here the least, so least number will be 5 minus 1 4. Clear? This concept should be cleared. So that's how you can get A is to B is to C is to D. 4 is to 5 is to 3.9 is to 3. So here you can see B by C equals to 5 by 3.9. So C equals to 0.78 B. I hope this is clear to you. Moving to the next one. Number 13, 2.4 converted to percentages. How will you solve it? 2.4 is a fractional value or a value in decimal. So we have to multiply it to 100. So it should be 240%. 240% is the answer. From decimal or fraction to, what does this mean? 2.4 means 24 by 10, right? Is the fractional value. Now I have to multiply with 100. So 240%. I hope this is clear to you. Next is, if 40% of a number is less than its 60% by 30, then 20% of the number is. So how this kind of problems can be solved? We have to assume the total number as 100%. Okay. So when you get the 40% and what is that 60%, what is the difference of percentage between these? 20%. This 20% is equivalent to 30. So 1% is equivalent to 1.5. So the question is 20% of the number. So the 20% of the number is 30 is given there. So it is 30. If it would have asked 30%, 40%, then we had to calculate this. But 20% is given the question. So it should be 30. Actually, in this question, you don't have to touch the pen, touch your paper, because 40% is given and 60% is given. The difference is 20%. Difference is 20%. So the 20% value of the 20% is given 30. This is a simple question was asked in 2019 CHSL. Actually, if this was 40% or 30%, you had to calculate that. That 20% equals to 30, then 40% or 30% will be the calculative one. Okay. So I hope this concept is clear to you. This is a conceptual question, and also we have solved another conceptual question, is the 12th one, the less concept of less and greater. Concept of less and greater, we have solved concept of less and greater. I hope you don't have issue regarding this concept. Okay, less and greater. And this question, in this question, you have to have the concept that how do we solve this kind of question. We have to assume the total as 100. Okay, total as 100, and the given percentage is data. The data of the given percentage is there. So we have to calculate from there. The difference is there. Difference is 20%, is 30. If the question would have then 40% of that number is, then it would have been 60. Right, 20% is 30, then 40% is 60. Okay, moving to the next one. If you have any queries regarding these concepts and this question, you should ask. Next, 15. When 50% of a number A is added to B, the second number B increases by 25%. The ratio between the numbers A and B is. So how should you solve this kind of problems? You just have to put the data according to the question. It says 50% of the number A, 50% of A is added to B is equals to the second number. What says that in the second number B increases by 25%. 25% increase means what? 25% increase means 100 plus 25, so 125. So it's 125% of B, 125% into B. So what do we know? 50% means 1 by 2 into A plus B is equals to 125% means 125 by 100 means 5 25s are 125 and 5 fours, not 5 fours, 25 fours are 100. So it's 5 by 4 of B, right? So this should be, no, this 2 will be gone. Okay, I'm doing it for you. 2B, sorry, 2B plus A is equals to 2, 2B plus A by 2 is equals to 5B by 4, right? So it should be, this 2 will be gone, so 4B plus 2A, 4B plus 2A is equals to 5B, right? So this 2A is equals to B, so A is to B is equals to 1 is to 2. A is to B, then how? Okay, I am doing this for you. A by B is equals to 1 by 2. So A is to B is equals to 1 is to 2. In exam, you don't have to do such total. There are 5 to 6 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You don't have to do this. You will just write this line first, because you know 50% is equals to 1 by 2, and there is 25% increase, so 125% means 5 by 4. You would write this line, then this one straight, you will go to this line. Why? This 2 and 2 will be gone, so it's 4B plus 2. You should do this in your mind. So here you will see 2A is equals to B means A is to B equals to 1 is to 2. Okay, you just have to solve like this. The process I am saying, you have to solve like this process. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. Moving to the next one. Number 16, A is 150% of B, B is 40% of C. If A plus B plus C is equals to 20, then value of 2B plus 3C minus 4A. So again, you have to build the ratio. How will you solve it? 150% of B, what does 150% means? 150% means 3 and 2, so it should be 3 is to 2. B is to C is 40% of C, 40% means 40 upon 100, 0 0 gone, 2 to 5, 2 is to 5. So it is 3 is to 2 is to 5, A is to B is to C. It says A plus B plus C equals to 20, but in this question 3 plus 2 5 plus 5 10. So this 10 is equivalent to 20. So 1 will be equivalent to 2. Then the value of 2B, 3C, 4A. Okay, 1 is equivalent to 2, so it should be 6, it should be 4, it should be 10. Right? So 2B means it's 8, 8 plus 30 minus 24. So it is 14. 14 is the right answer. Clear? We are signing off here today. We will discuss more concepts and more questions tomorrow. Okay? Thank you. And if you have any questions or queries regarding any concepts or any question which we have discussed in this session, you should ask. We are now signing off. Thank you.